social media and pornography. That enemy is dopamine. Dopamine, often dubbed as the pleasure chemical, is an essential neurotransmitter in our brain. It rewards us with a sense of satisfaction after we complete tasks or experience enjoyable activities. But here's the catch. In the realm of social media and pornography, it becomes a double-edged sword. These platforms are designed to trigger dopamine releases at an unnatural rate, leading us down a dangerous path of overexposure. This overstimulation can result in a form of addiction, leaving us in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction and craving. It's like trying to quench your thirst by drinking seawater. The more you drink, the thirstier you get. This dopamine overload is the first step on a slippery slope towards an anti-Stoic lifestyle. Let's delve into what this means. Stoicism, a philosophy of self-control and fortitude, is being undermined by 7 deadly habits. Let's expose them. First up, we have the lack of self-control. This is perhaps the most anti-Stoic habit of all. Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and desires, to not be swayed by external influences. But when we allow our impulses to dictate our actions, we're essentially giving up our power and autonomy. Next, we have constant distraction. In this digital age, it's all too easy to get lost in the noise of social media, news, and other forms of entertainment. This constant bombardment of information not only distracts us from our goals, but also diminishes our ability to focus and think deeply. Then we have overindulgence. Stoicism advocates for moderation in all things. Overindulgence, whether it's in food, drink, or entertainment, disrupts our inner balance and leads to a lack of fulfillment. The fourth anti-Stoic habit is living in the past or future. Stoics believe in focusing on the present moment, as it's the only thing we truly have control over. Dwelling on past regrets or worrying about future uncertainties only robs us of our peace in the present moment. Lack of discipline comes in at number 5. Discipline is the bedrock of Stoicism. It enables us to resist temptations and stay committed to our principles. Without it, we're like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in the sea of life. The sixth habit is emotional reactivity. Stoics strive to maintain equanimity regardless of the circumstances. When we react impulsively to our emotions, we let external events control us, which is the very antithesis of Stoicism. Lastly, we have the obsession with pleasure. Pleasure in itself isn't bad, but when we become overly attached to it, when we start chasing it at the expense of our values, it becomes a problem. This is because pleasure is fleeting and dependent on external circumstances, making it a shaky foundation for happiness. These habits, fueled by our dopamine-driven desires, are antithetical to Stoicism and are slowly eroding our inner peace and control. They are like vices that bind us, preventing us from reaching our full potential. But remember, Stoicism isn't about achieving perfection. It's about striving for improvement, about becoming better today than we were yesterday. So let's start by acknowledging these habits and make a conscious effort to eliminate them from our lives. By doing so, we can reclaim our power and autonomy and start living in accordance with our true nature. And that, my friends, is the essence of Stoicism. It's about finding peace within ourselves despite the chaos of the world around us. It's about taking control of our lives rather than being controlled by our desires and impulses. In the end, the choice is ours. We can continue to let these habits rule us, or we can choose to adopt the Stoic way and lead a life of tranquility and fulfillment. These habits, fueled by our dopamine-driven desires, are antithetical to Stoicism and are slowly eroding our inner peace and control. The path to Stoicism is not easy, but it is worthwhile. It involves breaking free from these 7 habits and reclaiming control over our lives. It's about understanding that happiness doesn't come from external stimuli like social media or dopamine hits, but from within. It's about taking a step back and realizing that we are not slaves to our desires or our emotions, but masters of our own minds. The journey to Stoicism requires us to silence the noise of the world and listen to the quiet voice of reason. It's about finding satisfaction not in what we have, but in who we are. It's about developing resilience so we can face life's ups and downs with equanimity. Stoicism is not a quick fix or a magic pill. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, a philosophy, but the rewards it brings, peace, contentment, and mental strength, are well worth the effort. Remember, the first step towards change is awareness. Now that you're aware of these anti-Stoic habits, you have the power to change. Take that first step today.